If you're feeling unmotivated right now and you just don't want to work on your projects, I'm gonna share with you a little technique that could work for you because it works for me and I hope that it will work for you too. So the idea is to see your goals not as the lifelong goals. For example, if you have a goal to just learn how to, I don't know, play some instrument or learn how to make games or something like this, this is too big ideas. This is just too much of a work and you're probably feeling overwhelmed by the idea that you have to do a lot of stuff. And if you use my technique that I use share in the past videos, for example, simply like breaking the task down into a couple of steps in the first steps and just to at least see how you can start doing it, it works, but not every time. So this technique works pretty much all the time, at least for me. I don't know, is it actually going to work for you? But the idea is to see your goals as the sprints. And by the sprints, I mean intense period of work followed by rest. And I'm not talking about intense period of like 1 week or 1 monthly like work. I'm talking about a couple of hours and then simply relaxing afterwards. Working a couple of hours on something else, then again relaxing. That's pretty much the idea that I use for myself, and it does work a lot. It just, for some reason, it's actually working even better than having like some kind of a schedule, to-do list or something like this. I mean, to-do list is actually great. I mean, task management is better than time management, at least for me. So whenever you have some kind of a goal to do, for example, today I personally need to learn some basics of blueprints, for example. It's just too vague goal, I know for sure, but I have some kind of a goals to do. If I'll see it as a sprint, you know, I'm gonna just sit down and I'm gonna learn blueprints for today. Blueprints is just like visual language in Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine just engine for making games, alright? So yeah, I'm just gonna learn it in a couple of hours and that's it. I'm gonna learn the basics as fast as I can and as good as, yes, as best as I can probably. And for some reason that's actually gives me a lot of motivation, a lot of energy whenever I just want to do that. And specifically I have problems with drawing. It is hard for me to just sit down and draw, but I do like the draws, and most of the days I do enjoy it. But sometimes, especially yesterday and especially today, I really felt, you know, this hard feeling of unmotivationlessness. Simply I was not motivated to practice, for example, head drawing, and I really didn't want to do it. But now, if I see this, okay, I'm gonna work on it as fast, as good, as best as I can in the next couple of hours, and just in the sprints, I would say. For some reason, now I have the motivation to work on it. Well, maybe the idea of just working on something for not a long period of time, just for a couple of hours, and then resting afterwards, maybe this idea is actually interesting for me. I don't know why exactly this works, but it works, and I hope that it works for you too. So simply pick some goal, say to yourself that you're gonna work only for a couple of hours on it as best as you can, or just simply you're gonna work on it. Just simply say to yourself that you can work on it. It is a sprint. As a sprinter, what sprinters do, they run really fast and they simply relax afterwards, and then they go and run again. You're not a marathon runner, maybe, but just I'm not a marathon runner, but I'm a sprinter. I like to think about it, at least in that way. So if I'm a sprinter, I do like to sprint. That sounds idiocy, but okay, just simply pick a goal, say to yourself that you're gonna sprint on it. You just simply, it's your like, for a couple of hours you're gonna do your best to work on it and just work on it. For some reason it's just simple, and I hope that it works for you too. I'm really hoping that it's not only my weird technique that works only for me and not for everyone else. Just simply seeing your goal as simply a little challenge for you, maybe. Oh, probably it's because of this. I mean, it is challenging to work on something like really intensely for a couple of hours, and maybe because of the fact that it's challenging, it is kind of interesting at the same time. Maybe it's all about it, because like drawing heads, it is indeed boring, but if I'm gonna say to myself, I'm gonna do a sprint, I'm gonna just push myself to do it, I'm gonna rush it, actually feels a lot more challenging and it feels a lot more interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much, I guess that's it. So thanks a lot for watching, and I hope that this technique helped you too, as it helped me.